Okay, let's do this fucking shit.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Inept Pit, episode 42. Holy shit, here we are. I'm your host, Campbell, the other fat guys, Sasiela.
Hello, everyone.
Dude, we're fucking here. Look, we're together.
It
Look
only
at us
took
together.
42 times.
It took almost
a
a
year.
fucking year. COVID's over, guys. Inept Pit's recording together. We're just having a blast. I'm a little buzzed right now. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, we gotta keep it down, or my neighbors will be.
Fuck your neighbors. You never can suck my dick, dude. I'm riding a high right now.
I know, but still.
Fuck your neighbors, man. I'm riding this such a good high right now. We just came back with fucking crunchies. Crunchies every Monday, 9 p.m. Go see that fucking comedy show. East Lansing. I should probably.
People are searching their GPS right now. They're like,
ooh, what the fuck is this crunchy about? Is everything just keep popping up? They're like, you should probably put M&Ms in your popcorn. That's what the crunchies about. Not fucking crunchies. Great fucking show. And I'm not gonna lie, dude. Riding this high right now. I'm murdered tonight.
yeah, you did. I can vouch.
Crush, dude. I think it's not even like me like trying to suck my own dick, because when I did Social Part last Thursday, I did fair to poor. Like
Average.
Today, murdered. I put everyone to shame. I was the king of the mountain. I was full alpha male on it. Like, oh, this is awesome, dude. Tonight can't even get better. This podcast is like whatever. I don't even give a shit about the podcast.
I was gonna say we should even
Fuck
record
the
it.
podcast. Fuck you guys at home right now. I'm riding a high. I saw people live laughing at my jokes. You home sitting there. Fuck you.
What we should have done is we should have recorded your set, and then we should just play that like 8 times, 9 times,
dude,
and call the podcast.
The uproarious laughter I could have added tonight.
Yeah, it was pretty good. You had a great open. Yeah, I think you had a couple applause breaks.
I did. I had multiple applause breaks. And I also had multiple people come up and say, well, here's the funny part. Is like, me and you are sitting at a fucking table together, and people come up and they're like, hey, great set tonight, guys. And I just keep turning to you. And I'm like, how many times do you think that people did that say great sets to both of us because they just really want to say great set to me, but they felt bad, so they had to say it to you because they couldn't just say it to me because we were sitting together?
I would say 3.
I would say most.
Yeah.
Most of the 10 people.
Yeah, I think.
But you did good tonight.
Close it
the
out
whole
as a
like,
drop
right.
set.
Well, yeah, you did have a drop set and you closed it out, which is sick, right?
Yeah.
You really deadlined the whole thing.
Not
quite headline, but deadline. I mean, we already hit the peak when I went up, man. I was shucking and jiving up there. I was doing improvised material, not crowd work. It's a totally different thing. Improvised material, fucking sick. Crowd work, hack. I was really bleeding the line of being really good at stand-up comic and being really just hack as fuck.
Now we know how much effort you put in your joke writing. You're like, I'm gonna write on stage.
Well, yeah, a little bit. I did a little bit on stage.
I think you need to do that as a comic to get better.
Well, the fucking crowd was weird tonight, dude. We were dealing with, all right, so like fucking 50-50, not even 50-50, probably 70-30 spread where it's like all down the middle, just old people, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And like, just like, I mean, like average age, like 45 to 65 plus. It's just 75% of the crowd. And then there's about 30% of the crowd that was like 30 to 21.
Yeah.
So I fucking was bleeding the line of trying to be relatable to young people, also being relatable to old people. And I brought that all together to talk shit about my dad for a good 4 minutes.
Yeah. They killed.
Which, Dad, if you're watching this, go fuck yourself. Dad, you have no idea. All that horrible shit you did to me, all that toxic fucking garbage of saying you can kick my ass if you were 10 years younger. Guess what that did? That just inspired me to just bring joyous laughter to so many people.
Yeah, it's a lot of comedies through just family.
I'm going to brag for most of this podcast. This is going to be mostly me bragging.
You'll see me cut out, everyone. I'll just leave. This is my apartment. We can go to bed.
Yeah, I mean, you just go away. I'll just headline this whole fucking podcast right now. Look.
Actually, this guy's the headline.
One joke
this
I told.
Guy's the
headline. No, I didn't headline.
No, this guy is.
Oh, fuck it. What kind of beer is that, by the way? National Bohemian Rhapsody beer?
No, Bohemian beer.
Is that a real place? What is
their own
Bohemian?
mascot. I don't know.
Can you put your phone up right now? Because I've heard of National Bohemian beer. I've heard of Bohemian Rhapsody. Is that a country?
No,
Is that a place where people live? Well, it says National Bohemian. Bohemian.
it's just the official beer of Queen.
Freddie Mercury fucking ejaculated AIDS cum into all the fucking beers they have. He had AIDS. That's not an aggressive thing. It's a known fact that he had AIDS.
It's an American lager
He died of it.
from Baltimore, Maryland. This is,
Well, that's not what I was looking for. I was looking at what the fuck does the word bohemian mean? That
I
doesn't
love how
help me.
their slogan is "Oh boy, what a beer!"
It's not a bad slogan to have. What would your slogan be if you had a
Mr.
beer?
Bo is his name.
What would your slogan be if you had a beer?
Some good shit right here.
Mine would be ugh. So like if you're at the bar and you're just like, would you like another drink? You go, ugh. I'm like, oh, I know what he wants. He wants the Campbell special.
That's gonna throw up everywhere.
What is Bohemian though? Did you look that up? Find out what the fuck Bohemian is. Because I really want, because now I've heard it in two places. Because I thought maybe Queen just made that word up. I never knew what that word meant. What is Bohemian?
It's a socially unconventional person, especially one who is involved in the arts. I think we're Bohemian.
We're Bohemian as fuck, dude. Is this the Bohemian special?
I guess. I think
Oh,
that's the
God.
name of this podcast,
Is the name of the podcast?
this episode.
Are we gonna do this whole bit again where we talk about the name of the podcast while we're recording the podcast?
Yeah, that
I don't
would
think
do it in
people like it.
person.
I don't think people like it.
Yeah, let's go back to crunchies.
Well, there wasn't really much to talk about.
Oh, I thought
Besides
you
crunchy.
said
I
you were
mean,
gonna brag the whole episode.
my set happened, and other people went on. That's essentially the idea of Crunchy's like, I happened, and then there's some other comics that did some things. They told their jokes or whatever, but then I happened, and then some other people went up and did the joke, and that's pretty much the whole show.
Someone's getting too big for his britches over here. Is
I
that
might
the
be-
term?
I'm a little, yeah, no, it is. I'm a little buzzed.
Clearly.
Mhm.
Yeah, two tall boys, a Miller Lite.
Yes. Well, I'm only in the first, but the only thing
I
I
see
ate
the
before I
second
fucking
one.
got here was I had old, like, or before I left my house, I had 3 days old nachos, which I microwaved in the oven because I was in such a rush. Which, if you do that, I couldn't even eat the nachos. The chips were all just soggy from microwave.
That
So I
sounds
ate
awful.
nachos with a fucking fork, dude.
That sounds awful.
Oh, my diet is atrocious. Like,
Clearly.
I honestly think my diet might be worse than yours at points. Because at least the shit you eat is fresh. I'll eat shit that's 3 days old.
Yeah, I eat fresh, unhealthy food. You eat.
I eat 3 day old shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these nachos have been sitting here for 3 days, but I need to eat something before I hit the road.
You could just stay at the restaurant.
Yeah, but that costs like money. And I don't know if you knew this, but comedy doesn't really fucking pay at all. I murdered a room tonight. And I got paid the same amount as the people who bombed.
Yeah, me.
You didn't bomb. You did pretty well. Because that whole like most of my big opener, well, I don't say big opener, but like part of the reason I won over the older people is I made a whole joke about how like I look like the kid you wouldn't want your child hanging out with when they were younger.
Inspired by my parents.
Yeah, I mean essentially. Drew's hanging out. I don't really think you should hang out with Drew.
Yeah.
And then like you were kind of the opposite spread of that. Like I think you were the adorable, like this was the like you were the same age. It was like you were like the kid that like this was the kid. I was like my son should be friends with him. Like I think you were adorable to them, where I was just completely right. I fucking hit the nail on the head tonight. More bragging, it's fine. Most of this podcast is just me sucking my own dick. Me and Evan finally do a podcast together, and it's not even gonna be funny. It's just gonna be me bragging about like fucking. I'm the best at doing stand up. Still, like I said it once, I said it twice. I'll say it more. I'm the best. It's almost like I've been doing it for 7 years.
Yeah,
dude, that's fucking weird to think about when you really think about it, because there's people who do stuff for 7 years and they have a fucking doctorate. Yeah. And I've been doing stand-up for 7 years. I'm still not getting paid to do it at bars. Like, I clearly made the right investment. But hey, I don't got any debt, so I guess there's that benefit.
Well, I just do stand-up for the fun because it's a fun art form.
That's what
creative.
That's what someone who sucks and has no future in it says.
Yeah.
They go, I'm not doing it for fun.
Why do you think I'm saying?
You didn't do bad. You actually did really well. I think you had one of the best sets of the night.
That will be the one compliment Drew gives this entire podcast.
I don't like how you keep talking to the camera instead of me.
Well, I'm talking. I don't know what to do. I usually stare at the screen when I record this. So
I
I'm
know.
like, oh.
You're being so fucking weird about this right now. It's all right, dude. We don't have to look at the screen. I'm right here, man. Evans is so fucking socially awkward that he feels like this is a conversation we're having with two people. And he has to make eye contact with the loser who doesn't talk in the corner. That's you guys. That's why the screen's weird. But
My screen's fine.
not you. I'm saying like the way you keep looking. Like I love how you say something to me and then you turn to the mic and you go, "Ain't that right, guys?" Throw some like bows at the scene.
I would be the worst guest on a talk show.
You would be. You would have no idea what to do.
I wouldn't even say anything first off. I'd be like, yeah.
Well, how many people are on the talk show?
Just be like, I don't know, like Jimmy Fallon or something.
Is it just you?
Yeah, I'd be. Yeah.
Oh, you'd be awful because you try to make eye contact with everyone. Like, you know what? I think
Hey,
you're
guys.
autistic.
No.
Oh yeah, I think you're a little autistic. I told you we can spell our own. You know what we should do for this episode? That'd be fucking great. Look up a test, an autistic test, and take it.
Are you serious?
Yes, 100%, dude.
This guy is drunk.
No, I'm not drunk. I'm buzzed. But this is a great idea. Do an autistic test for the fucking show. Well, let's find out. Are you guys watching a 50% retarded podcast or are you watching a 100% retarded podcast?
I have a better idea. I take the test, but you pick my answers. Or like you.
That's not you
judge.
taking the test.
But it's going to be like a scale, right?
No, I want them to evaluate you. Dude, isn't it so fucking crazy how the internet is? You look that up and they're like, all right, find out if you're autistic. Which, by the way, if you ever have to take a test to find out if you're autistic, you're definitely autistic.
This is 30,
That's how it works.
This is 30 questions.
30 questions. All right, well, we got to read them out loud, all right? Or should I read them out loud and then you answer? How about that? That's a good idea because I'm more of a part of it.
All right.
This is called, all right. Question 1. I prefer to do things on my own rather than with others.
Strongly agree.
Definitely agree. All right. Question 2. I prefer doing things the same way. For instance, my morning routine or trip to the supermarket.
I would do somewhat agree.
Slightly agree?
Yeah.
All right. Kind of autistic so far. Question 3. I find myself becoming strongly absorbed in something, even obsession.
Strong.
Yeah.
Definitely agree.
Yeah, all right. You're not doing pretty good right now, are you, Evan? Oh, yeah. Maybe I'm not the only retarded guy around here, huh? 3 questions deep, and it's already looking pretty 100% what you are. Question 4. I am very sensitive to noise and will wear earplugs to cover my ears in certain situations.
I was just about to say, you're being too loud. So, yeah.
Would you say definitely disagree or maybe slightly?
I would say slightly.
Slightly
I can
disagree.
deal with
All
some
right.
noise.
Sometimes people, all right, wait. Question 5. Sometimes people say I am being rude, even though I think I am being polite. Oh, fuck, for me, that's 100% agree.
I agree.
You
definitely.
say, yeah? Oh, shit,
I feel like
dude.
every day.
Oh, man, look at me and you. Just look at where we, this is probably why we're friends, is that we
I
didn't
feel
know.
like we can just stop the
You're
test.
just the only,
right now.
we just
really.
were finding out that you're the only other autistic person I ever met. Like, all right, question 6. I find it easy to imagine what characters from a book might look like.
I don't read, so.
But if you do, you can, because that's not really
Slightly agree.
Slightly agree. Okay. That was not as fun of an answer as the other ones.
I feel like it's gonna go downhill now.
Question 7. I find it easy to talk in groups of people.
Strongly disagree.
Definitely disagree.
Yeah, definitely disagree.
Okay. I'm really good at that when I'm drunk.
Yeah. So I think you would.
Same with you though, but that's a very sign of autism, dude. That's why a lot of undiagnosed autistics are like actually end up being heavily alcoholics because they don't realize that their social skills devolve from alcohol and then they start relying on it.
But usually if I drink, I just fall asleep.
Well, I'm better at stand-up when I drink, so tomato.
Clearly, this guy brought a whole Miller Lite up there.
Yeah, I was fucking killing it tonight. All right, so question 8. I am more interested in finding out about things than people.
I would say slightly agree.
Question 9. I find numbers, dates, and strings of information fascinating. For me, that's like it's up there.
What's the one before slightly agree?
Slightly
Slightly disagree.
You say slightly disagree? Motherfucker, remember? All right, I don't know what podcast it was. Let's go back to the first 10. When you told me, which is one of my favorite albums, you told me exactly what year Zeitgeist came out, or Z Guys came out by Smashing Pumpkins. You could tell me
2008. I just have a good
you.
memory.
That's not good memory. It's good with dates, dude. I feel like you
So,
have to at least say slightly agree.
then, yeah.
When you remember dates like that, it's very autistic, very retarded of you.
It's not the same thing.
I prefer nonfiction books in films to fiction.
I'm a big history buff, kind of. So yeah,
And you like sports, so
Yeah.
probably definitely agree.
definitely agree.
Question 11. I find it upsetting if my daily routine is upset or changed.
Yeah, doing this podcast.
Definitely
right now,
agree.
I'm
I know you're
irritated,
so fucking
yes.
irritated. Oh, dude, Evan, I can't wait to find out you're part of the community, man. Definitely agree. All right, we're not even halfway through this,
I
and
said
I'm
we
already
can just stop the test.
I'm already 100% certain you're autistic, or at least on the spectrum. So, all right, question 12. It's difficult for me to understand other people's facial expression and body language.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely agree. Oh shit, Evan. Question 13. I don't have any problems making small talk with new people.
Oh, I struggle.
So definitely disagree.
No, yeah, whatever. Like the most.
Which is, yeah,
I
definitely
struggle making
disagree.
small talk.
Oh wait, fuck. I fucked that up. Can we go back? Yeah, we can go back. I put definitely disagree.
That's what I say. Definitely.
Wait, I don't have problems. So I did it right. Sorry, I'm retarded. All right, one second. Let me take a drink of beer. Back to finding out if Evan's autistic or not. I know question 14. I know it's very small changes in a person's appearance.
Slightly disagree.
Question 15. When I was young, I used to play lots of let's pretend or imaginary games.
I did own a bunch of Army men.
Would you say definitely agree or slightly?
I would say slightly.
Because I was 100%, dude. I used to own all these fucking like G.I. Joe little action figures. I make whole fucking stories about them. I'd be by myself for 3 hours building out like a whole film of like this whole fucking like elongated story plot and shit like that. It's probably why I'm a good writer, honestly. It's because my autism. Autism makes you a good writer. Have you ever tried being a good writer and you're bad at it? Maybe just take a bunch of vaccines and try to get autism.
Life tips from
Life tip. Do you want to be a better writer? Just take all the vaccines you can and maybe you will just hopefully get autism.
Yeah.
Question 16. I like collecting information about things I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. I know you with your music, which is me too, dude. I'm like that fucking like whenever you talk to someone for a long enough time, especially anyone listening to this, why did this just become an autism awareness podcast?
You brought it up.
I know, but no, honestly, if anything, this is a good podcast. This is like a podcast you show someone if they want to learn about autism now. We're good people.
2 guys take a quiz. Anyone can
Wait,
find
let me
out.
drink my beer.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, but we're doing it with one non-diagnosed autistic guy and one autistic guy. So if anything, this is one of the most informational podcasts about autism you could ever listen to. Yo, how many podcasts you listen to with a retarded guy as one of the hosts? None, I bet. Except for this one, if you're listening. So yeah, definitely agree. But I'm the same way, dude. I'm big. Like I'll just drop random history and science facts and music facts on people all the time, which hopefully people find endearing and not annoying.
So for listeners,
you tell me, Boo. Yeah. Shout out, Boo. There's 4 girls. Let me rehash the joke. There's 4 girls right now that are really excited for me to say that. You got to rehash jokes. I did it once. I'll do it again. Question 17. I like meeting new people.
Slightly. I like meeting new people, but I'm not a big conversation guy. Does that make sense?
So what would you lean towards? Because like here's my thing. It's like I would say I like meeting new people only if I'm under some form of substance. You get me bone sober me and you just try to drag me to an event where you're like, hey, we're like, especially if it's like outside your friend group, like let's say I'm hanging out with a friend. He's like, hey, we're going to go be sober at this place together, but I'm going to take you to meet all my friends you never met before, and I'm your only friend there. I'm like, this sounds like the worst situation.
So you do to me all the time.
I know, but I feed you some alcohol.
Yeah, I would do slightly agree.
Slightly agree? You like meeting new people?
I feel like you're trying.
No, I just want to.
Yeah.
I want to be sure. All right.
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of lied on that one, but we'll find out what the test says.
I already failed anyway.
Question 18. People close to me say I talk about the same things repeatedly. Oh.
Yeah. That was all in elementary
Definitely
school.
agree. Definitely
I would talk
agree.
about sports all the time. People are like, do you talk
Or
about anything else?
YouTube.
Yeah. I don't have
Comedy. I mean, like you talk to me about Mark Norman all the fucking time when I see you. Which is fine. I do the same thing, man. I'll walk up to people like, hey, let me tell you about fucking stand-up again. And like, I really have like a job and I like other hobbies. No one gives a shit about stand-up except for like the 7 autistic people into it. I think stand-up. All right. So I was talking to Zach about this at the show where I made a whole joke about how there's 2 types of people that do stand-up. They're either autistic or suicidal.
I guess.
And then there's some people who are both autistic and suicidal, and we call them prodigies. Like they're the best of us. If you're autistic and suicidal, try stand up because you'll kill it. You'll be the best at it. Do you think that's?
I feel like anyone who thinks they're funny and wants to have fun should do stand up. I feel like that's.
No. Evan just gave the worst advice ever. First off, you have to unabashedly love stand up, or you have to want to die and don't care about your self-image. That's the 2 options. And if you have both of those, straight to the moon, dude. You'll be fucking headlining arenas like fucking Kevin Hart. Okay, but question 18. People close to me say I talk about the same things repeatedly. Definitely agree.
Yeah. I keep saying strongly.
Yeah, it's because you're retarded. We'll get confirmation on that shortly. Question 19. I find it easy to work out what people are thinking or feeling just by looking at their facial expressions.
Strongly, definitely disagree. Okay. I thought you were gonna be like, I find it difficult to work out. Like, oh, definitely.
I find it difficult to lift things or put them down or do cardio. I think moving in general.
Yeah, I struggle
with one of the questions is like, do you like eat a bunch of dog shit and not moving? You're like, definitely agree. All right, question 20. New social situations make me feel anxious.
Definitely agree.
Oh, dude, 100%. It's like I fucking suck sometimes. Like, especially like a relationship, like when you're like friendships are different, but when you're in a relationship, they're like, hey, we're all gonna meet our friends, or like, hey, you gotta meet my family. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna blow this one off the lid. I'm like, new social situations, it sucks, man. Like,
yeah,
it's just like full, like, what's the best way to describe this? Have you ever walked into a room and just were immediately like, everybody hates me and I should die?
I just feel uncomfortable.
I think I'm being poetic about it.
Yeah, I'll get to that extreme. I just feel uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, like uncomfortable is a slight word for saying I wish I was dead right now. Like,
no, I wish I wasn't here.
Everybody hates me. I wish I was dead. See, this is the poet in me. I'm more artistic than you are. I'm also more autistic. I'm an artistic guy, all right?
Is that where they're so similar? The words.
I think they are. I think they're. Well, no, I also think like the best artists are super fucking autistic.
I think so too.
With the fucking Van Gogh cut off his ear and sent it to a chick. That's so fucking autistic. What a retarded thing to do. Like, that's so retarded. Like, it's so retarded. It's creepy.
I'm gonna get a complaint from my apartment complex. You heard a man yelling.
There's a man yelling retarded at midnight.
Yeah.
He keeps screaming retarded. All right, question 21. It's important to me to carefully plan any activities I'm going to do.
Slightly agree.
I'm in the slightly agree. I'm not that autistic. I'm not like severely autistic, but it's
I don't own a planner, but I'm like,
yeah, exactly. That's super autistic to own a planner.
I don't know.
When you're like, at 5 o'clock, I do this. At 3 o'clock, I do this.
Remember in school and they made us buy a planner, and
they were training everyone to be autistic in school. Actually, it was just like, all right, we know we're looking at this class right now. We know the percentage. We have a class of 40 people. 10 of you are probably autistic. So we're going to set you up for future in life.
They're looking at you specifically.
Yeah, they're just staring me down the eyes. All right, Miss Clownbrow, fucking take it easy, all right? People already call me retarded. They don't need to be right about it.
That sounded like the name of a real teacher.
It was. All All right, question 22. I find it hard to work out what people's intentions are.
Definitely agree.
Question 23. I would find it really hard to play imaginary games with children.
It's a creepy question. I don't even want to answer this.
No,
Is
you
there a
have
preference?
to. Would it make you feel better if I answered it?
Yeah, you're gonna do the
Definitely disagree.
Okay.
Like, I'm so good at playing imaginary games with my nieces, it's fucking scary. Like, when I went up north, I forgot to tell you this part. Well, I don't know if we brought it up in the podcast, but we were up north. Every night before they went to bed, I created this game with them where I'd tell stories with them with their stuffed bear animals called bedtime bear stories. I created characters for all of them and then had voices, and then they'd play some of the characters. And we did that for like a half hour every fucking night.
It's just D&D, but with bears.
Essentially. It's D&D with children, so it's actually acceptable and not fucking lame. It's kind of, I hate to use this word again, it's adorable that I'm that good with children. I would probably make a great father.
You'd be decided to be like a kindergarten aide somewhere.
Dude, I'd be so good at teaching children, not about things, but about their imagination. All right, so question 23. I would find it really hard to play imaginary games with children. What's your thing? It makes you feel better if I say definitely agree, but what's your actual response to that?
Same.
You think it's definitely
Slightly agree.
Oh, I meant I would say definitely disagree. That would
Well,
I
just
forgot
slightly disagree.
it would only be kind of hard for you to do. It's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 24. I'm a good diplomat and can help ease difficult social or work situations. Now, work, I just don't give a shit about work, so I would never. But social, I'm like, dude, I'll crush. Like a social, I'm very good at. Like I've had fights where I've dumbed down, but again, I've been inebriated in this.
I'll do slightly disagree.
Counts. Slightly disagree. We're getting to the fucking bomb, dude. We got 6 more questions. Question 25. I am often the last person to understand a joke.
Slightly disagree.
Holy shit, Evan. You're supposed to say definitely disagree. You just stand up comedy for a living.
Well, people make inside jokes that I don't get.
Well, inside jokes are not the same. And no one likes inside. Have you ever been hanging out? Like, this is what I also hate about, like, if you're ever, like, the outsider where, like, you go hang out with a friend group, inside jokes are the worst thing ever because they just exclude you more. You ever been hanging out with someone, everyone does an inside joke? Like, haha, inside joke, guys. Yeah, I love that thing we were all a part of. Oh, wait, I wasn't there. So fuck me. I guess I'll go sit in the corner and fucking
That's
hate
how
myself.
I feel half the time.
I hate inside jokes. If you tell inside jokes, you're a piece of shit. If it's between you and another person, you tell inside jokes like while you're just with the other person, you're good. If you're in a social situation and there's a third wheel or a fourth wheel or fifth wheel, whatever you want to call it, you do an inside joke. I hope you know that you should just fucking put a barrel in your mouth and kill yourself because you've created a situation for us autistics that is literally worse than death.
That being said, every episode I'm going to try and now bring an inside joke for me and Drew.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll do inside jokes. I think we've done one on here before, honestly. All right, maybe I'm a hypocrite. Question 26. I like doing things spontaneously. I'm 100%. I'm a big spontaneous guy.
Slightly disagree.
I'll
do it because you force me to, but I don't do it on my own way.
I don't think I fall into all the archetypes of autism because there's definitely some things with autism I'm like, that's not me. I'm like the exact opposite of it. But you click enough boxes, you're autistic. Unfortunately, sir, you don't get to choose. Question 27. If I am interrupted doing something, I find it hard to get back to what I was doing beforehand.
Slightly disagree. At the multitask.
I am like a definitely disagree. Like if I get interrupted, it's super hard for me to like go back and concentrate on some shit. Totally disagree. 28. Question 28. I notice patterns and things all the time.
Slightly disagree.
Oh man, I'm on the definitely agree part. So maybe you're not autistic. We're about to find out. We're
I will.
Countdown 2 questions away. Find out if Evan's autistic. 2 minutes to midnight. It's actually 10 minutes after, but I want to shout out to that fucking Iron Maiden song. 2 questions to find out if Evan's autistic. It's that version. Also, shout out. Iron Maiden just dropped a new song. Have you seen it? Dude, after this, we got to watch the fucking music video for it. All right. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch Iron Maiden's Writing on the Wall. They dropped dude, pandemic's over. It's 2021. The world's awesome again. Iron Maiden's dropping new fucking music. They literally just dropped a whole new fucking video that's about 6 minutes long. Fucking Fetting just messaged you something about LeBron.
So-
But they just dropped like a 6-something music video, all animated, badass. Go check out Writing on the Wall by Iron Maiden. But back to what we were talking about. Question 29. Two questions to find out if Evan's autistic. Question 29. I have some very strong interest and get upset if I can't pursue them. Fuck me, dude. I never even heard that question before, about 100%. How much I was having a meltdown during COVID. Like, dude, I was like falling apart as a person because I couldn't do stand up. I was like, I think I don't even know if I'm alive anymore.
Yeah, strongly agree.
Definitely agree. Yeah. Last question. I can tell if someone I am talking to is getting bored.
Definitely agree. I guess.
I would say definitely agree too for myself. All right, here we go. Results. Adult autism test results. The results indicate that you have a strong likelihood of Asperger's syndrome or autism. You got 21 out of 30, bitch. You're autistic as shit. You're on the spectrum, motherfucker. Said high likely, dude. I implore everyone out there, if you think you're a little weird, try doing an autism test. Probably autistic. If you think you're weird, here's the thing. I think the original diagnosis, you're probably autistic. You should probably figure that out, by the way. It just said it.
I know.
21 out of 30, you check the boxes of autistic.
Well, I got a feeling that I would.
Based on you had a feeling that you were autistic. You were 2 questions in, you're like, God damn it, I'm probably autistic, aren't I?
I can't believe we did this. This is off script.
Dude, to be honest, this is the most progressive thing I think we've ever done. This is very informational.
This isn't progressive. This is just an excuse for you to say the R word.
That's not my excuse. I'm retarded. I get to use it. Evan, look, you're retarded now. You get to say it too.
I am not.
Well, I am medically diagnosed as retarded, so I dare you to take my right to say my own word away.
I mean, you can say whatever
you want. Are you retarded? Are you retarded? Then what business do you have to tell me that I can't say retarded?
I'm not going to go off an internet quiz.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. You should invest in it because I think it's a pretty good chance. I already had a hunch, and then you scored on that. I think you're retarded.
Well, that was fun.
Shout out. Give it a website. Pull up the website. We'll give a shout out to it. If you guys think that you're weird or you're like, maybe I'm a social outcast, chances are you're autistic, and you should probably investigate that. This is our PSA.
Clinical Partners. It's .uk.
Clinicalpartners.uk. Take the autism test and find out how autistic you are. And if you score, then maybe go talk to someone about it because you're probably autistic as shit. And it probably will actually help you knowing that you're autistic because then you can be more self-aware about like the whole situation. Instead of thinking you're the problem, which I mean, you are the problem if you're autistic. Because if there's a cure for autism, I'd take that pill tomorrow. There's a cure like, hey, would you like to stop being retarded? But like, dude, I would love to stop being retarded. I've been trying to do that my whole life. I just kind of had to live this way.
Those aren't the same thing.
Tomato.
There we go. Second one.
I only had 2.
Yeah, but look how big those are. And you had a few at the show.
Did have a few at the show. But dude, I got there way before you. You know, I got there like 8:20.
Yeah, you said you were the first one there.
And someone just told me recently, shout out, you know who you are, that you lose a drink every hour. So really, if I had 4 drinks at the show, I only had 1 drink plus that tall boy and then this one.
Yeah, we really give the really key life tips on this podcast.
Yeah, also listen to Rotten Sound. That's the shirt I'm wearing right now.
What is it?
Rotten Sound.
It's actually a cool name. Is they heavy metal?
It's a badass name.
Heavy metal?
Death metal, to be specific. It's a Swedish death metal band. If you want to hear a lot of Swedish dudes being angry about how they have no problems in their life and they just declared neutrality during World War II, even though they were faced with one of the greatest evils of all time. And then Sweden still was like, I don't know, guys. I don't really like war. I think I'm going to just pass on this one, play it easy.
You're pacifist?
How the fuck? No, I don't really care if even you're a pacifist. How the fuck could you see the Nazis just roaming around fucking Europe and just be like, you know what, guys, I don't really want to pick sides.
Yeah.
You have to admit that's fucked up. To not pick sides in the war against Nazis.
Well, you don't want to die, right?
It's almost as bad as that makes you even worse. Because you're like, I don't want to die, but I really don't mind if millions of Jews die as long as I don't, as long as I'm not at risk.
I don't want to comment on this.
What am I saying is offensive? I feel like everything I'm saying is ultra progressive.
You
right
went from
now.
autism to Nazis. This
I'm
is just offensive
no,
comedy.
no, we didn't go to autism and Nazis. We're talking about how shitty it was. This is progressive. I'm calling out Sweden for not fighting the Nazis. I feel like you hear the word. You're very much a trigger word guy because I feel like I say a lot of progressive things, but the word mentioned in there is kind of like antics, like the Nazis. But I'm literally saying I'm not saying anything pro-Nazi. I'm very anti-Nazi. I'm saying Nazis are the most evil.
And then people are like, you don't need to talk about Nazis to begin with.
Well, oh, we're just supposed to forget about it and just let it like pretend like our history never happened, so we could just have Nazis again. Because that's what happens when you forget your history. You repeat it. You got to talk about Nazis all the time, otherwise there's gonna be more Nazis.
This man is sleeping on my couch today.
I am sleeping on
for free,
tonight, but we're gonna get Taco Bell after this. McDonald's.
They're getting
Pizza.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever, dude. Whatever you want. I don't really give a shit. I need some food.
Yeah, the
other
places are too far away.
I really don't care. I've had like I said, all I had today was like 3-day-old nachos, and it wasn't even that much. I need some grub in this belly.
No, you look.
But back to the
pretty
Nazis
tired.
thing. Have I brought up the NASA thing with Nazis?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I guess a super funny thing because I'm gonna shit all over Nazis. That's terrible, right? But this is also why young progressive people suck. Is there like
I think you need to put the beer down?
No, shut up. I'm gonna make a good point. Wait, let me take a drink and I'm gonna make a really good point. Because I know about history actually. So I think it's really hilarious. You have like these young, like fucking ultra progressive people, and then they're so like ready to jump the gun to call people Nazis, right? It's a very like normal thing. You can agree with that, right? Yeah, there's young people that call people Nazis. Yeah. I'm not saying anything that's not a fact that's already out there. But the best part about that is like they'll be doing that while like wearing like a fucking NASA shirt. Yeah. And do you know the history of NASA? Okay, so look up. I want to say 19. Look up the year, but Operation Paperclip. So if you knew anything about NASA, you would know that NASA, the shirt you're wearing while you're calling other people Nazis, is an organization that was founded off the work of Nazi scientists. There was in Operation Paperclip. We went over to Nazi Germany after the World War II, and actually forgave a bunch of like essentially fucking like a lot of the people doing all the fucked up scientific work on Jews and shit like that. We brought them over here, forgave them of all their war crimes, let them live a free life, but made them work for NASA so that we could beat them in the space race. No. So if you're gonna call someone a Nazi while wearing a NASA shirt, you're a real fucking hypocrite. You're literally like you're a Nazi because you disagree with me. It's like, dude, you're wearing a shirt that was founded about forgiving Nazis. Let me repeat that: forgiving Nazis. You know that thing you probably should never do is just go, you kind of just created genocide of millions of people. Let me just go swipe that aside. That's the fucking company you're wearing a shirt of. You fucking idiot. You fucking dumb moron. It doesn't know history. Look at Operation Clip. What's the year?
45 to 59.
Can you read the Wikipedia for it?
Don't read.
What is it? Like 45 to 49?
59.
45 to 59. Okay.
Operation Paperclip was a secret United States intelligence program in which more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians were taken from former Nazi Germany to the U.S. for government employment after the end of World War II in Europe between 1945 and 1959.
1,600.
Conducted by the Joint Intelligence Objectives Agency, it was largely carried out by special agents of the U.S. Army's Counterintelligence Corps, CIC.
Yeah.
Many of these personnel were former members, and some were former leaders of the Nazi Party.
Yeah. How fucked up is that? NASA can suck my dick, all right?
That is way too loud to yell.
All right, well, NASA can suck my dick, all right? If you like NASA, you support Nazis. Sorry, not sorry, dude. Learn your fucking history. Operation 1,600. I didn't know the number was that fucking high. So that's like the same people that are doing these fucked up experiments with twins and like, what the fuck is that old experiment that they talk about where they're cutting the fucking twins' dicks off and like sewing them up and making them eunuchs, like sewing their assholes up and like all their fucking genitals and be like, whoa. And like, it does this, the fucking experiment doesn't even make sense. Like, We're just two twins. We're gonna cut off their genitals, sew that up, and then we're gonna sew their assholes shut, and we'll just see what happens because they're twins. It's like, what are you even trying to prove right now? Why is this information even useful?
Yeah, that's pretty strange.
But 1600, man, like you
It's
read
a
it,
lot
it's
of
a
people.
fucking real thing. So if you wear a NASA shirt and you ever talk about racism or you talk about genocide or racial injustice or people not being treated fairly, just know you're a fucking moron. Also, speaking of that level, if you ever buy Bear aspirin, we're calling out all the companies because I love calling out people that like calling people Nazis, but then don't know anything about history and realize they're supporting all these German brands. First off, don't ever wear, was it fucking Adidas and Reebok, right? They created all the SS uniforms,
I think so.
right? Look that up. I think it was Adidas and Reebok. If you wear Adidas or Reebok, you're fucking literally wearing the same people that created the SS uniforms. You're descendants of the people who created Nazi uniforms. You're giving them money. You're giving money to Nazi descendants that never faced justice. Really, because if their company still exists, then they didn't really face equal justice.
I can't find anything with the SS.
Let's look up Adidas Nazi Adidas. It was two companies. There's two German companies. They used to like fight over apparel brands. They were right across the river from each other in Berlin. I almost 100% it's Adidas and Reebok.
Puma.
What was it?
Puma.
Oh, it's Puma. My bad. Adidas and Puma.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Reebok. I didn't mean to throw you under the bus like that.
Their new sponsor.
You know what? Keep buying Reebok, guys. But Puma, lay off of them. Supported Nazis.
This is too long to read.
Okay, well, you know what? The information's out there.
Yeah, Google
Go
it
find
if you
it.
want to learn it.
But here's
We don't
even
have
a more
time for
fun
that.
one. Fucking Bear Aspirin, Bare, which is a modern company that you can go to your local supermarket. You can buy Bear Aspirin. Bear Aspirin were the creators of, am I getting the drug right? The pellet gas, T43 or T41? Is it T43?
I think 43.
T43. They were the ones that created the T43 pellets that were used to gas Jews in the gas chambers. And yet you can go to your local supermarket right now and you'll see some Bear aspirin sitting on the shelf. And just know every time you buy that, you're buying a product that were the creators for the extinction of Jews. So before you call someone a Nazi, just learn your history. I feel like, and I'm actually not even against calling people Nazis. I just think there's a lot of people out there that shoot the gun on it while they're like giving their money to Nazi products.
This is not how I thought this episode was going to go.
Hey, sorry, I'm fucking autistic and smart. I don't know. I think those words are like synonyms at this point. People actually, I don't even think I'm smart. I just think I'm autistic, and people sometimes mistake me as being smart because I'm autistic.
Hey, these are the only topics you're fluent in. I feel like you went on a deep
Nazis
dive.
and autism. That's
Yeah.
all I know.
I feel like you went on a deep dive.
I don't even know the last time I thought about this shit. It's all top of my head.
I don't think I've ever heard of Operation Paperclip.
Oh, dude, it's insane.
It is.
Like deep dive more. If you guys are interested in Operation Paperclip, go do some research. We're not that. America has a lot of problems, but if you ever support NASA, that's what you have to. If you believe, like, what do you feel like? Do you feel like we should go into space?
I mean, all the billionaires are going.
And everyone's talking shit about it, but it's like, dude, like, all right, so what? They could spend their billions of dollars doing what? Well, they should give their workers better wages. They're never going to do that. Are you stupid? But they're never going to do that. Stop being stupid. In a free market capitalism, a billionaire's never going to give his money to the employees. Stop being an asshole and stop acting like that's a thing that's going to happen. It's never going to happen. Imagine if you had money right now, millions of dollars. You're saying you'd give it away. You're saying that because you have no money. Like, you're saying that because you're poor. But if you had money, you would definitely not give it away. I don't even try to say that. Every time I'm like, dude, I could never imagine making more than $100,000. But I guarantee you, that's just me thinking I feel that way. And I really hope I'm not greedy. But I think deep down, all of us, we have a red dragon that just wants to sit on a pile of gold. We just want to sit on a pile of gold and just like, if I actually had the money, I probably wouldn't do that. I'd like to think I would, but that's it's like that whole situation. It's like if you saw this horrible thing happen, how would you react? And it's like everyone, of course, is going to say that they would just do something about it, but you don't really know until you're in that situation. And most people aren't going to do anything about it because most people are bad people.
If your life is in danger, you probably run.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's just like I would like to think in an emergency situation I'd help other people. I really like to think that. But most people are bad people and don't care about other people. And that includes you. Like that includes you. Like I really hope, like I won't know until I'm in the situation. I really hope I'm like the heroic guy that does all this shit. But I don't know because I've never been in that situation.
You just yell, "Everybody run!"
Yeah, exactly. Statistically, though, and this is nothing speaking about me. Like again, I would like to think I'm a brave guy that would do things, but statistically, I'm probably a coward. Statistically, because most people are.
You know guys sitting in my apartment wearing a Swedish death metal
shirt,
drinking a beer. Like I'm probably a coward.
Honestly, this is just philosophy 101, man. It's like you like to imagine this idea of yourself, but you don't really know yourself until you are put in that situation or see yourself in that situation. And of course, you want to like have the most idyllic version of yourself formed, but you won't know until you're in that situation. So again,
the sky is cut off.
This is not alcohol. What drunk guy has ever said something so deep before? All right,
I feel like it happens all the time. Everyone vouch in the comments.
I don't know. I think I'm being pretty honest and like deeply honest, more than people actually ever want to be. Where they admit like, I don't know if I'm a coward in that situation. Like let's say there's a guy and he starts shooting people on like a whole like big mass area, right? Like a school or something. You know, the regular place you shoot people at. You know, the average people you shoot. You know,
all over the place.
The highest statistical place you'd shoot someone at, a school. Right? So imagine that, and his back's turned to you. I would like to believe I'm the guy that would go try to tackle him while his back's turned to me. But statistically, I'm probably not, and I don't know if I am until I'm in that situation. That's the fairest thing I could say. That I could real macho dick this or try to act like I'm the best person on the planet and say, no, I would definitely do that. No, I believe I would. But believing's a lot different than actual reality. That's why God doesn't exist. There's a lot of people who believe in God, but it's a lot different than reality. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
All of our God-believing listeners have unsubscribed.
Not really. I mean, they got you. Go ahead, preach the word for a second.
So we're approaching another week of ordinary time in the Catholic Church, and I think God is here for us. I really do.
God is good.
All the time?
All the time?
God's good.
All right. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Look, we got a little bit for the Christians in our podcast.
The one thing you took away from Catholic school.
Let's talk about another thing about young. Oh, yeah, it's the one thing I remember. Because it's a fun thing to say. Even if I didn't believe it, I'd still say it. It was fun. I like group chants that are meaningless and nonsensical.
Dude, I was listening to radio the other day. There's like a station that's just...
I don't like... Oh, sorry, before you finish that, I just want to clarify on this. I like group chants as long as they mean nothing. If there's a point to them, then it feels weird. If they're stupid... Like in wrestling, they allow the crowd chants. I'm into it. I'm into dumb shit. I'm into dumb chants. Serious chant, something about it just feels culty. And now I'm saying there's a guy who's like, I'll jokingly fucking do a Catholic church one, but a serious one feels culty. What were you saying? Something about the radio?
Listen to the radio. There's a whole station dedicated to Gregorian chants, I think.
What the fuck is that?
It's just like the choir of like all those guys are like, oh, like in church.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
I think of it's from School of Rock.
It's not from School of Rock.
They play it in School of Rock. Remember when they're driving, Jack Black's driving the bus? He's like, ah.
Fuck, now I feel like an idiot. That's from a band.
Isn't that like AC/DC or something?
Mm-hmm. No, it's isn't the fucking Cumberland license no and license no. Who the fuck sings that? I think yeah, it's yeah, that's the band. but I'm not. I can't fucking think of who sings that or the name of the song right now. I should know this. My autistic brain should know this.
It's Led Zeppelin.
Yeah,
Immigrant
I should.
Song.
Yeah, I should have known that. Should have known that. Also, weirdly enough, not a big Led Zeppelin fan.
I can see that.
Well, no, I listen to a lot of like classic rock and all that shit. I don't know why, but Led Zeppelin never clicked with me. Like I like a couple of their songs, like Ramble On's badass. I like Ramble On. Ramble On.
Yeah, you just haven't gotten the Let Out, another School of Rock reference. Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, Marina Bell.
You are autistic. You are. Did you? This was diagnosing. Like, if you didn't think Evan was autistic, did you just hear him just reference all these people from School of Rock and
Oh, it's all these
songs?
quotes.
That's still.
It's a good movie.
It's still autistic
It's a
as
good
shit.
movie.
Still autistic as shit, buddy. Welcome to the club.
This is why I don't like the.
Welcome to the club.
Odd. This is why
Welcome to being
autistic.
autistic. Welcome to being autistic. Let me touch your thigh. Let me touch your thigh.
Grab the stable and bring.
Oh, you got meaty thighs.
Stop.
All right. How much time we got left? Oh, we got 10 minutes. Cool. Another thing I want to bring up about progressive people, though. Well, hear me out, all right? Because, like, all right, so, like, this is a really good thing I was thinking about the other day. It's like, people look at me like I shit on liberals a lot.
So you'd be like, I shit on the toilet.
No, but I'm gonna reference a meme. Jesus Christ, look how hack I'm gonna be. I'm gonna reference a meme I saw, but it like fucking nailed it. I can't remember the exact verbiage of it. But it was something about like how people see how I like rip on liberals all the time and non-conservatives. I'm like, that's because conservatives, I hate everything they do and they're all bad people, but they don't represent me. And it's like liberals pretend like they represent me, but they're all bad people and I hate everything they do, but they're gaslighting me into pretending like they do represent me. And that's why I shit on liberals more than right. Because I identify like with the thought pattern, the ideology of the left, of liberals, but they just don't really practice it at all, and they just are like insane. I
apologize for how political our podcast has gotten.
No, because it pisses me off because they're supposed to be my ideology. They're supposed to represent me, but they're like out of their goddamn minds, just like the right. But the right, like, I don't fucking care if they're out of their minds. I've known the right's been out of their minds since I was in like fourth grade. Like I remember being in fourth grade and like, oh, being Republicans fucking insane. They're bad people. And then I was like, I mean, thank God for Trump. I mean, I don't think if Trump came around, that's like a weird thing. I don't think if Trump came around, I would have realized how terrible liberals actually are. Not the ideology. The ideology of the left versus the right. I'm 100%
maybe just some people.
But just the actual liberals are bad people. They're all bad. Everyone involved in politics are bad people. So who would you
describe yourself as?
Oh, I'm still a leftist and a liberal. I just
hate liberals. I just hate
all. Yeah, I hate it, but I hate all the others. I hate most of the others because they're all out of their mind. Like, all right, like they talk about like this is the generation that's gonna fucking like cause a revolt, right? Yeah. And like change everything. Do you know what most people our age are doing? No, they're getting high and watching children's cartoons.
Or Netflix or something.
Nah, they're getting high and watching cartoons meant for children. That's most people.
Who's that's doing most. That? What are they watching?
So many of them.
What are they watching?
Just name anything that's been on Cartoon Network or like Nickelodeon in the last 10 years. They're watching that.
SpongeBob.
Anything. They're watching. They're getting high and watching something. Which I'm not even judging because I like to get drunk and watch wrestling, but I'm also not the guy who's starting a revolt. And neither of you, if you're just getting high and watching, that's what they spend most of their days doing. Most people are just like our age are getting high and watching children's cartoons. And you're like, you're going to start a revolt? It's like, they watch children's cartoons. They're not really going to do anything. Like, they're going to go to a couple protests, mostly because it was during COVID and they had no self-worth because they weren't working a job. And this was them feeling like they're a part of something and doing something productive. But then, everything kind of died off and they stopped doing anything about that kind of shit. And they're just back to getting high and watching cartoons. And I'm not even judging people who do that. Like, it sounds very elitist that I'm saying this. But again, I like to get drunk and watch wrestling. We're essentially two sides of the same coin. We're the same people, right? But I'm also not the person saying my generation's going to change things, because we're not. We're going to get high and we're going to watch kids' cartoons, and we're not going to look outside, and we're going to pretend like everything's fixed because Joe Biden's president now.
I think nobody's watching children's cartoons. People are watching YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and all social media.
But there's a lot of people out there watching children.
I feel like you're just watching children's cartoons.
No, I don't watch. Well, unless you consider South Park a children's cartoon.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's
Well, then no, I don't watch any children's cartoons.
You don't watch SpongeBob?
No.
Ed, Edd n Eddy?
No.
Codename Kids Next Door?
I basically
I almost don't.
No. I mean, I did in the past. I used to watch like a lot. I mean, I used to watch TV. I used to watch like Bob's Burgers a lot, and
it's all adult anime comedy.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like legit, people are like, there were adults walking around that just most of their days are spent getting high watching children's cartoons.
Have you seen the new Space Jam yet?
No, of course not. We boycotted it. I hope no one who's listening to this is. If you've seen Space Jam and you listen to this, fuck you for listening to this. But again, back to that thing. And it's not even a judgmental thing. Like, I'm not dissing people. Like, if you like to get high and watch kids' cartoons, I like to get drunk and watch wrestling. Wrestling is for children. At the end of the day, and there's a lot of people that are like, oh, it's really deep. It's like the same shit people do with fucking cartoons. They're like, oh, no, if you like really look into it, there's a lot. It's for fucking kids. It's for kids. I know you want to justify this embarrassing hobby you have by saying it's for adults and saying it's actually really deep. And maybe, sure, yes, there's hints of maturity to it. And if you really deep dive on it, there might be some deeper end storylines. But at the end of the day, it's for fucking kids. Yeah. It is for kids. So now I got to disagree with all these people that are doing it. I'm not even thinking like I'm better than them. But you ain't starting a fucking revolt. You ain't going to do a goddamn thing. You're lucky if you own a house, if you do those things. If one day you own a house, you have gone above and beyond expectations for your generation that likes to get high and watch cartoons or get drunk and watch wrestling. You're above and beyond expectations. You're doing quite well. So, just keep getting high and watching cartoons and pretend like the outside world's not happening and everything's fine because Biden's president. Hey, guys, there's a Democrat as president. Everything changed. But guess what? Those kids are still in cages. Don't worry. Just get high and watch cartoons. And it'll all go away.
I think you've alienated them of our
Or get
listeners.
drunk and watch wrestling, whatever your vice is. Again, I'm like, look, just because most people my age aren't doing the same
I gotta
thing
put
I'm
in
doing,
the disclaimer.
There's a lot of people who like to get high and watch kids' cartoons. That's a majority of people our age. But I like to get drunk and watch wrestling. And I feel like that's the same thing. It's just synonyms for each word. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, try or maybe get high and watch wrestling or get drunk and watch kid cartoons. Change it up a bit. Move up your schedule, but it's all the same shit. You ain't starting no fucking revolt.
I don't think people are trying to start a revolt.
It's been taught. People go, we got to change the government. We got to do all this. It's like, no, you're not. You're happy that your guy's in.
Just social media.
You think everything changed because your guy got in, even though nothing has changed.
Just people talking.
I know, but I'm just saying legit nothing has changed.
No.
Those kids are still in cages. I'm going to say that every week on this podcast until the kids are not in cages.
They credit you.
I want to remind everyone every week, hey guys, guess what? Those kids are still in cages. I know Biden's in office and it's not as, fucking sexy to talk about it because it's not a Republican anymore. The kids are still in cages. All right? Let's get them out of the cages.
Yeah.
Why do you... How could you be indifferent about getting kids out of cages?
I'm not. I just think we've gone on a weird tangent. We started off.
That's my whole life. What are you talking about?
I think we're almost at plugs.
Why?
It's 12:40.
Oh, that was a solid burp.
It was pretty good.
What would you rank it 10 out of 10?
8. It lacked the volume and the reverberation.
As I said, the vibrations. It didn't have the depth. Like, when you have a burp and it comes from the bowels and you hear it like rattle all the way up the vocal cords. All right, let's do plugs. Hey guys, we're going into plug mode. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you crush the like button and smash the subscribe button. We need more of those. It's actually not doing the best.
There goes my fridge.
If you feel like, do that shit. Get more content if you want to hear me rant. And Evan sit there and just slightly disagree. Most of the podcast is me going, here's an outrageous thought. And Evan goes, I don't know how to think about it because it bleeds the line too much.
Yeah.
If I say
putting me in uncomfortable situations.
I don't know if I can agree or disagree and which one's going to make me racist.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and do that. If you want to comment definitely. Let us know. Do you like us being live, dude? Together, live from Evan's shitty apartment where he has a whole beard in his sink sitting right now. There's a full beard. There's a full beard's worth of hair, and I mean not even a small beard. I mean like a full-grown man's 3-inch beard sitting in the sink right now.
I cleaned it.
You didn't. I just was in there. That's insane. You're telling me that some other guy just came in here and threw a beard in your sink?
Just ripped it out.
He ripped his whole beard off and threw it in the sink.
Yeah, it's not even that bad.
It's terrible. Guys, if you're listening to us on Spotify, make sure you hit follow and download all our episodes. Download them twice over. Same thing. If you're listening to us on Stitcher, do the same thing. Hit follow, download all our episodes, download them twice over. If you want to contact us, you can contact us at ineptpit@gmail.com. You can do messages, questions, concerns, things you want us to do on the podcast, or if you really feel like, tell me what you want, what you really want. Tell me what you want, what you really want. I want to book Inept Pit for live podcast. You should do that.
People are like, I was considering it until you did a little song.
Book us for a live podcast. You can even book us at doing live stand-up. Or if you want to just do one and the other, do that too. But if you want to book either of us for live stand-up or if you want to book the podcast for a live podcast, make sure to email us at ineptpit@gmail. Otherwise, you can follow us on our Facebook page at Inept Pit on Facebook. Just look it up. It's the same fucking name. You should probably be able to figure it out, stupid. And also follow us on Twitter at Inept Pit. We haven't used it at all. I lied last week. We never did the things we said we were going to do with it.
I forgot the password.
Blatant lie. Yeah, I also think I forgot the password. We might be locked out on our Twitter. Our Twitter might be a ghost account now. But go ahead and follow it. We might post something this weekend. Yeah. Just maybe. And Evan, go ahead and do your own plugs, dude.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SalsaEvan.
Awesome. Make sure you also share the podcast. I don't care if you share. Oh, wait. No. Apple Podcasts. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure you leave a 5-star rating, a little bit of review. On episode 50, swear to God, we got to remember this. On episode 50, we're actually going to do the thing we said we were going to do 30 some episodes. Probably 30. I think we said like in episode 9, but like 33 episodes later, we're going to do it at episode 50. We're going to read all the Apple Podcasts. Also, if you want to, you can start emailing us now. We're going to do as many questions from listeners as we possibly can. Anything you want to ask us. Or, and you don't even have to ask a question. If you just email us a question that has nothing to do with the podcast, like if you just want our opinion on something, you can do that. Like episode 50 is going to be all about the fans or the listeners. I don't know which one to call them. It's all about you people. Episode 50 is about you.
I would say listeners. Because I don't know if we have fans.
We're over the hill at 50.
You have to have listeners that have fans.
We're halfway to 100. Yeah, exactly. Shut up. But we're over 50. We're halfway to 100. We're gonna do whatever the fuck you people want, and hopefully it turns out good. We're gonna try to do that one together. Not all these are gonna be together anymore. Like next week is probably gonna be back to the old environment. But expect this to be a possibility in the future. This will happen again. I cannot confirm or deny how many times, but it will happen again. Also, just share the podcast. Share it. If you share it on your social media, all your social media accounts. And if you're not going to show it on your social media, just tell your friends about it. Steal their phone while they're not looking. Open up Spotify. Open up YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Download the episodes with their stolen phone. And then hide that phone from them so they can't, unsubscribe. Log them out of all their things after you do that, and then give them their phone back and see if they actually remember their passwords, because most people don't. Most people make a password and forget it. So they won't even ever unsubscribe. So if you're a real fan, steal people's phones and or laptops.
Look how tired you look right now. Your eyes are barely open.
I'm fucking exhausted. I need some food in my belly. All right, that's it. I'm done ranting. Guys, thanks for listening. Podcast together.
What's that?
I love them.
What's that for?
Rock out. Thanks for having us, guys. Or being here. I don't know.
Peace. You gotta go shower now.
You gotta
Peace.
eat fucking Taco Bell now, dude.